I cannot tell you how good this book was. This was probably my least favorite book in the whole series. That was just so hard to read about. So I think I might be the problem. I don't think it's this book as much as it's me. I would give it an overall probably like a... Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. If you don't know me already, you can tell by the title of this video what the purpose of this video is, and that's to finish book series that I'm already in the middle of, or that I'm like almost done, or whatever it is. Just finish series, check them off my list, move on. I'm gonna keep this intro pretty short, and I'm just gonna tell you the 2 series that I'm gonna push through and finish in this video. The first series that I'm gonna finish is the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I'm on the 3rd and final book in the trilogy. I literally finished the 2nd book and I was obsessed with it. If you know this series, if you've read it or if you've heard of it, the 2nd book leaves off on a crazy cliffhanger. It had me obsessed. I literally read it so fast and I couldn't pick this book up fast enough. And then the 2nd series that I'm going to be finishing in this video is the Shatter series. I have 2 books left in this series to read, but the first one is Believe Me, and this one is a novella, so this should go pretty fast. Every novella in the Shatter series has been so good so far, so I'm so excited. And then to finish off the series is Watch Me, which just came out this year. The weird thing about this book is that I think it's part of the Shatter series, but I think it follows different characters. I don't even think it follows Warner and Juliet, which is a little weird, but I'm excited. I don't know too much about the Watch Me book, but I know a lot about the Shatter Me series, so I'm gonna try and knock those off my list this week, and you're gonna join me. I'm gonna take you along for the ride, so it's just like you're reading with me. Okay guys, it's the next day. The next morning I just woke up like maybe like a half hour ago. I made a smoothie. I'll show you. I made a smoothie. Last night I finished A Curse for True Love. If you don't know, A Curse for True Love, again, it's just the 3rd book in the trilogy. I stayed up all day yesterday and all night reading it. I think I finished it just before midnight and then I like fell asleep pretty quickly after because I was really tired. I cannot tell you how good this book was. I'm so glad that I have finished the series because there's nothing. I've read all that there is to read about it, but I also will say I woke up super depressed because I finished the series and I have nothing left to read about them. Stephanie Garber could just keep coming out with these books about these characters and I'd buy every single one, every single edition of every single one. I would keep doing it because they're so good. If you haven't read this book series or this book yet, skip to the time that you see pop up right now because I'm gonna spoil the plot if you haven't read it, or I'm gonna explain my thoughts on the plot if you already have read it. I'll give you 5 seconds to skip to this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you're not skipping off now, you're not gonna skip off. Okay, so in book 2, it ended with Evangeline losing her memories because Apollo takes them from her because he realizes that she's falling in love with Jack and she wants to essentially like save Jack and break his curse. So Apollo in his jealousy steals her memories of Jack and every moment she shared with him so that she doesn't remember him, and she doesn't even remember a lot of the past like year of her life, which was crazy, literally insane. So book 3 picks up literally in the exact same scene that book 2 leaves off of, but now she's confused and she doesn't know who anyone is, and Apollo tells her that she is his wife, which is technically true, but he's manipulating her and all that because he had just stolen all her memories out of like jealousy. So it follows that plotline throughout the whole story. Evangeline is just confused. She doesn't remember anything about her history with Jax. The book follows her memory loss as she's trying to remember. Apollo has been just manipulating her completely, you know, making judgment calls for her because he just wants to keep her isolated. It's really toxic, and literally Apollo, oh my god, I literally wanted to kill him because obviously throughout these books the love interest is Jax, and you're like, I just want them to be together so bad, but she doesn't even remember him. That was just so hard to read about. If you know what happens, essentially you know that Evangeline finally remembers everything that Apollo took from her. She gets her memories back, but I can't even explain how much I loved this book. One thing that I love so much about these books is that they just make you feel so like, literally like so immersed in a fairy tale. Her writing is just consistent throughout. It makes you feel so just like immersed in like a magical realm. I don't know how else really to describe it besides to say that it brings me back to when I was a little girl and I fell in love with reading and with words and with story writing and storytelling. I'm gonna be reading the Shatter Me series, like finishing up that series later in this video. And so I'm gonna start Believe Me today, but I just feel like my mind is gonna be still trapped in A Curse for True Love. I feel like it's gonna be trapped in this book still. I'm just gonna be thinking about it while I'm reading Believe Me. And I don't know if that's fair to Shatter Me, but I can't help it. I literally can't imagine not thinking about this book. It's that good. Okay, I'm gonna get started on Believe Me today. Hello. Okay, it's the next day. I was reading a little bit more of Believe Me. I got a bit further into it. I think I'm almost 100 pages into this now, but then it started raining and so it got a little bit darker in the room. I worked earlier today, so I just fell asleep. I felt so cozy. I had my blanket next to me. I'm on my couch. I'm like, either sleep or reading's gonna win out this time, and it was not reading. I fell asleep pretty quickly actually. Right now in the story currently, what's happening? What's cool about this book is that it's all in Warner's POV. The reestablishment has been defeated and now him and Juliet are trying to get married, but because they're so busy just rebuilding, you know, their world, his wedding has gotten pushed back. He thinks that Juliet's starting to hide something from him, so he's feeling really disappointed and sad, and he's really insecure actually, which is kind of crazy to see such a powerful character feel so insecure because he's literally so powerful. It's nothing special right now. Like I will tell you, you know what's really bad? It might be me. I might be the problem because I'm still thinking about A Curse for True Love. So I think I might be the problem. I don't think it's this book as much as it's me. Good morning, new day, same spot on the couch. And I just woke up maybe like a half hour ago and got ready for the day. Me and Andrew are gonna go thrift shopping a little bit later. May have to pick up something from Facebook Marketplace, but until then, I'm really gonna try and read this. I think I can finish it in time, hopefully before we go out shopping, but we'll see. I finished Believe Me just a few minutes ago. So the thing about it is I'm between like a 2.5 and a 3 stars for it. It's hard because it was okay, but it wasn't anything special in my opinion. This was probably my least favorite book and novella in the whole series. It was a really good ending to Aaron and Juliet's story, so that was good. Very wholesome, very sweet, but it wasn't anything special in my opinion. I'm gonna work on reading Watch Me Next to finish out the Shatter Me series permanently until she comes out with another book, if she does in the series. So that's my next read, and I'll update you as I read that. Okay guys, I'm in my kitchen because I'm cooking dinner right now. It's just for me tonight because unfortunately Andrew is gone. He's been gone all weekend since yesterday morning. So sad. But good news is I finished Watch Me. I finished this book today. Also, if you hear anything from above, that's my neighbors. They're really loud sometimes. I'm cooking right now and I figured I would tell you about Watch Me because I'm so glad I finished it. It was so fun. All right, first things first, I need you to admire this book with me because literally, hello, literally just look how beautiful this is. And then as soon as you open up, it's literally just like gummy bears on gummy bears, which I thought was hilarious, but they actually made sense once you start reading the story. My biggest compliment to this book is that it took my mind off of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So if that's not a compliment, I don't know what is. I'm still thinking about what I want to rate it. I'm thinking of 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun. The best part of the story, in my opinion, is the characters. So if you don't know, or if I didn't explain this already, it basically follows 2 characters. James, who is Aaron Warner's little brother from the Shatter Me series, follows him as he's like now, he's a young adult. And then it follows the other POV, which is this girl named Rosabelle, who's an assassin on Ark Island. And if you don't know, Ark Island is the one island that the reestablishment still controls. It's the one island, one piece of the world that Aaron and Juliet didn't conquer yet. It just follows Rosabelle, who's an assassin on Ark Island, who believes in the reestablishment, who believes in the evil purpose that they have in controlling people, controlling the world for a bigger purpose. And then it follows James as he is trying to infiltrate Ark Island and kind of get intel and then bring it back to Aaron and Juliet and all them. Like I said, it splits between the 2 POVs, James and Rosabelle. And James, okay, let me tell you something. If you loved Kenji from the Shatter Me series, you will love James. They are basically the same person, but like different. I don't know how to explain it, but they are one and the same, and I loved that because Kenji is one of my favorite characters in the Shatter Me series. So to basically see like a mini version of him and Kenji in the story, like working together and talking to each other, it was so funny. I love to annotate and like highlight in my books. Like every book I read, I always do that. And I don't think I have ever wrote as many LOLs in this story. There were multiple times where I was reading it, I would literally just like burst out laughing because I thought it was so funny. Real quick, I'm not sure if anyone is curious or not if the original Shatter Me series main characters are in this story at all, but I just want to clarify that they are. They're not in the whole story because this follows James as he tries to infiltrate Ark Island 10 years after the original Shatter Me series ends. And you do get to see Aaron, Juliet, and Kenji where they're at now 10 years later, so that was super fun. They're not in the whole book, but they are in quite a few scenes in the second half of the story. I loved it. I think Tahara Mafi literally intertwined the lives of the original characters with the new characters in this story like super well. I think she killed it with that. I just wanted to say that in case any of you were curious. Okay, I'll continue with the video. I have officially finished the Shatter Me series, but unfortunately this leaves on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so that means that there's another book going to be coming out in this series, which means I won't be finishing it for too long because whenever that book comes out, I'll have to read that to have finished the series again. I am going to be saying that I have officially finished the Shatter Me series and I loved it. I would give it an overall probably like a, I would probably give the series overall like a 4 stars. But I'm going to keep cooking dinner and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye!